Here are just some of the stories you'll read in the July-August 2024 issue of the Saturday Evening Post. At the height of the Great Depression, Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal program used federal funds to help get Americans back to work. But it wasn't all hard manual labor. The Federal Art Project, begun in 1935 through the Works Progress Administration, gave visual artists the opportunity to put their skills and talents to work for the American people. It was the first U.S. government program ever to support the arts nationally. Not only did it put artists to work, but it gave all Americans access to art and culture during one of our bleakest times. In Storied Walls, Irene Rawlings details not only the history of the Federal Art Project, but its legacy, the thousands of public murals, old and new, that bring culture, community, and civic pride to cities and towns across the United States. In the Pacific Northwest, during the 19th and 20th centuries, sea otter populations were devastated. Humpback whales were hunted and driven out of the area, and killer whales were used for target practice. Diane Selkirk grew up on Vancouver Island, and as a young woman, saw firsthand what greed and short-sightedness was doing to the environment. But she recently returned to the land of her youth and discovered that through the combined efforts of public and private conservation groups, First Nations knowledge keepers, and a growing ecotourism trade, humpbacks and sea otters have returned, and human communities have found a more balanced existence with nature. In Vancouver Island Homecoming, you'll join Selkirk aboard the Swell, a 1912 coal-powered tugboat turned energy-efficient boutique expedition vessel, as she experiences the Western Canadian coast in a way she could only have dreamt of a child. In our next issue, you'll also take flight with Rachel Dickinson as she explores the joys, difficulties, and legalities of falconry, the art of hunting with birds of prey. Linda Rodriguez McRobbie will heap on a healthy scoop of culinary history as she shows how ice cream made America. And Philip Gully will explain what Swedish death cleaning is and why it's not as bad as it sounds. All this, plus the promise of infectious generosity, a dip into our 200-year archive, great recipes for the grill, the latest in health news, and much more, coming to you in the July-August 2024 edition of the Saturday Evening Post.